Alright, so I'm just gonna jump straight into exercise 2. This is week 2 of me posting my path to becoming a UX designer. We did promise that we were gonna look at some research last week, and this week, that's what I did. It's not really the exciting part of this, because I know if you're like me, we kind of want to jump into the design. And that's the part that I love the most, the visual designs, right? But before we can get to that, we have to have enough information so we can actually design this thing in a way that it's going to be great for the user. Remember, UX is all about the experience of the user, and we are creating designs based on the user's needs and want. Now, remember, we're looking at Sewell Data Solutions problem. There's no conversion that's happening on their website presently, which means that customers are getting hung up at some point during visiting this website, right? Things are just not happening or flowing the way that the customer is expecting it to flow. So pretty much what happened this week, I was struggling to just understand how I would gather the information from the user. Now, the biggest part of my struggle was just understanding like how to put my questions together. Fortunately for myself, I found a resource on Adobe's website, and this is what I'm going to share with you guys. A couple of articles came up, but this one really hit home and kind of clear up a lot of my issues. So there's some parts of this I just want to go through real quick, and we're just going to read through this paragraph and look at this. So UX research interview questions can help you find out what your users think about design solution and how the solution will work for them based on their prior experiences. The point is to capture what exactly a user is thinking or experiencing when they're given particular tasks to complete. The type of user interview questions you will use will depend on the context of your testing parameter or your hypotheses. So in this section here, there's two things that pop out to me, and it will be this first question where it says, are you looking to find out the user's attitude about the design or features? So that is one thing I am seeking. So I want to find out how the user feels browsing the websites, just pretty much scrolling down, looking at the different sections of the website. And we're going to get to those questions. The next one that popped out to me is this. Is usage features related? Are users more likely to use the design or features if it can be easily used? Now, a website can be very seamless, or it could be convoluted and very confusing. My website, as much as it seems so clean, there's a lot that's missing. So let's go down to some of the questions that we could use. These are some of the questions you could put together on your research if you are doing an interview. You could go ahead and ask user, what are you thinking as you look at this? In this case, is the website. What is your first impression of the product or feature? What do you think about the product, features, does or will do? Where do you start? When and where do you think someone would use the product or features? What do you expect to gain from using the product? Do you feel this product is similar to another one? Do you trust this product? And in the case where you probably were doing this interview face to face, you could say you start to shake your head. Meaning, like, if the person is on the website and they do something like this, you ask them, when I showed you the interface, what caused you to react in that way? So you could throw in a bit of these questions as well, general task-driven feedback questions, right? Because you want the feedback. How would you go about performing a task? In this case, let's say you wanted to ask them about a checkout. How would you check out an item if you wanted to purchase it? Was the interface easy to understand? What was the easiest task to accomplish? What was the hardest task to accomplish? So this is my questionnaire. For the top section, that just pretty much explains to you the purpose of this questionnaire and what the information that you give to us or give to me will be used for. I also ensure that they left us their email address. At the end, when we make the changes on the website, we can ask them to go ahead and test that again. So let's jump down to the meat of this questionnaire. So the first question I asked was, what were you thinking as you were browsing through the website? What were your first impression of the service and features on the website? What do you think these services will do? Did you know where to start? Would you use these services? If yes or maybe, what service would you use? Why did you choose this service? What influenced your decisions or your decision? What do you expect to gain from this service? What kept you from choosing a service? Now, this question we're gonna have to fix. It should have probably said, what would keep you from choosing a service? Do you think that the services provided here is similar to others you've seen? Do you trust the service? Is there anything else you'd like to add? So I personally think these questions are very solid. It's going to give me an understanding of their first impression, of course, and their ability to navigate through the website. I would say from question 5 downwards will give me an understanding of if they would choose a plan, why would they choose it? And also give me an understanding of how do they feel about the plans, even looking through them. Does it make sense? Is it something that just seems very confusing? Is it the case where where the information isn't clear on what the services are, what the services offer, or is there missing information that you would want to see on these plans that are not there? So far, I've sent this out to about 5 people that I've worked with in the past. Next week, I will have all of this information prepared. We will also try to get into personas and possibly sketches. But until then, people, thank you very much for coming through. Manners and respect. Take care of yourself.